How's it going, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today we're checking out the TaoTronics TTBH040 headset. So without further ado, let's get right into it. First of all, this pair does look pretty nice, and I gotta say, it looks pretty clean. They have fixed a lot of issues that I've seen in other Bluetooth headphones, and they are pretty well built. Now, these are a flexible pair of headphones, and they are foldable, and that is something that a lot of people are worried about. How long will these hinges last? Because that's usually the breaking point of the foldable type of headphones. Well, I can tell you that I've been bending these pair of headphones for about 5 minutes since I've been re-recording this video. Again, they are pretty flexible, and the overall build quality, I don't see them breaking anytime soon. They should definitely last you a pretty long amount of time, as long as you take care of them. Now you may be asking, how flexible are the joints? Well, they are pretty flexible and they are pretty loose, and that's a good thing because if you ever end up dropping this pair or accidentally bending it at an extreme angle, these things should be able to handle it no problem. They got a nice metal rail system right here, and it's pretty nice and clicky, it sounds pretty good, and it's pretty sturdy. Now, how comfortable is this pair of headphones? Well, it looks as comfortable as it looks. In fact, it has one of the most comfortable earpads I have ever worn, let alone on a wireless budget pair of headphones. The outside is made out of a nice soft premium material, PU leather, and on the inside you got a nice cloth material for that breathing room, which is pretty impressive, so it's kind of a hybrid. And on the inside, I can gladly say that there's a ton of cushioning. In fact, these earpads are removable, and you can see how thick the cushioning on the inside is. So even if your ear ends up touching the bottom of the headphone, it should still be pretty comfortable. And here is the earpad. As you guys can see, it is really nice looking, it is really premium, it is really soft, and it's got a pretty decent amount of depth. So if you're someone who enjoys deep over-the-ear headphones, then these earpads should serve you just fine. And once again, since the earpads are replaceable, you can go ahead and install your own custom earpads if they ever wear out, or in the chance you'd like to install an even better pair of earpads. What I have here are some earpads from Brainwavz, and these things are pretty awesome. You can definitely install them on this pair. So if you're wondering, there you go. The red ones I have here are PU leather, and the black ones are made out of genuine sheepskin, which is pretty awesome. So if you guys are interested in those, I'll leave links for them in the description below as well. Now the headband, on the other hand, is actually pretty soft as well, but I do have one complaint about it here. Over time, it may develop some kinks, and that is because it may slip out of the shell. Other than that, there's plenty of padding and not a whole lot to complain about. Got just enough clamping power, not too much, not too little, just enough to keep the headset on your head, even if you're shaking your head. Overall, a very comfortable pair. And lastly, how is the audio quality? Well, I can tell you that it sounds pretty great and is mostly neutral for the most part. Even at high volumes, you can expect some really clean audio. The bass is not crazy, it's mostly neutral once again, it's a bit on the warmer side. And overall, not a whole lot to complain about in terms of sound. It just supplies you with some very clean audio. And when I say clean, I mean clean. And this is the part where I said in the beginning of the video that this headset has fixed a lot of problems that other Bluetooth headphones have. And that would be having zero hissing in the background. Even if you pause the video, even if you're not playing anything, you'll get absolutely zero hissing in the headset. I have never heard any hissing unless I enable ANC, which, speaking of ANC, it does work and also doesn't affect the audio quality. Yes, it does introduce some sound in order to block out other sounds in your surroundings, but the audio quality remains pretty clean for the most part. And although this is one of the best implementations I have seen on a budget wireless Bluetooth headset of active noise cancellation, they are kind of like HDR. Although it does work, it will only be cancelling humming noises around you. So it is not the biggest selling point, but at the same time, it's one of the best implementations I have seen on a budget headset. And it does not matter if the headset is on or off or if you're using a cable. You can simply enable it with the switch on the left side. Speaking of buttons and switches, here's what it looks like on the bottom. On the left side, you get the headset jack, once again the active noise cancellation switch, volume up and down buttons on the right side, the power button, LED indicator, microphone, and the charging port. So overall, they have done a fantastic job in keeping this headset noise-free and with the audio quality remaining pretty clean. And all that combined with this comfort level, it is a pretty damn good headset, I have to say. And yes, it does come with a 3.5mm cable, as you guys saw in the beginning of the video. They claim about 30 hours of battery life and 2 hours of charging time, which is to be expected. It's pretty good. And these are currently going for around $80 Canadian on Amazon. I'll put links for everything in the description below if you guys are interested. But for that price, you're getting also a pretty nice hard pouch. Inside, you get two cables. You got the charging cable, you got an airplane cable, which are being phased out really quickly. And lastly, a right angle to regular 3.5mm cable if you ever end up running out of battery, or that you would like to hook it up to your Nintendo Switch, because the Switch has no Bluetooth. And lastly, the microphone also sounds pretty okay. It's only good enough for voice calls, but I wouldn't recommend using it for voice chat. But it's overall pretty clean, no hissing, but is already pre-processed in the headset. So that said, here's a sample.
Hello, this is a microphone test for the TaoTronics TTBH040 headset. This is a Bluetooth headset. It's got a pretty okay microphone. It's not going to win any awards, but at the same time, it doesn't have any noise. So overall, it's going to be good enough for phone calls. But other than that, pretty decent microphone.
And that is actually pretty much it for this video. So the conclusion, what do I think about this headset, and if there are any issues that I can complain about? Well, over time, of course, once you start bending it a whole lot, you'll start hearing some very minor creaking, which is to be expected. The headband will develop some kinks on the top here, but it'll remain very nice and smooth on the bottom. And lastly, the only complaint I have here would be that the LED here is too bright. If you're inside a dark room, this LED will be flashing every 5 seconds or so. and it's really bright, and it might be distracting for some people around you. So what I recommend is probably just taping it or painting it with a Sharpie, or just figure out something to block that light, because it is really bright, it's pretty distracting, and it's placed in a way where it's going to be shining towards wherever you're looking at. Other than that, that is actually pretty much it. This headset has been fantastic. It's actually been pretty great. It's really comfortable. The sound quality is great. And overall, no hissing. That is the major part. And no latency as well. So should you get this pair? I would say definitely go ahead and get this pair. If you're looking for a budget pair of headphones that has no hissing in the background and some pretty good sound quality, I would say this is a fantastic pair that I could totally recommend. So that's it, guys. That is actually pretty much for this video. You can expect to see this pair in my future videos, probably in a top 5 budget Bluetooth headphones video. So anyways, that is it. Thank you all for watching. I'll talk to you guys later, and see you guys in the next one. Take care, everyone.